I first saw the Blaschka flowers in 1977, and when the PCA had their paperweight convention in Boston. So we had a field trip to the museum, and that's when I got to see the amazing flowers of the Blaschkas. There's very little that's really known about their technique. They were somewhat secretive, and we do know that they did use a metal skeleton inside of many of their flowers. And I've used some of these techniques now, like this stamen on the lily is a wire, and also the stems on these leaves, which makes it a lot more durable and not as delicate as you might think. And so it's been quite a challenge, and in the next part of the video I'll show you some of my techniques and some of the designs that I've developed over the last 5 years. I'd like to talk about this camellia flower and some of the problems and techniques that I use to create this. The buds are made exactly the way I demonstrated in the video, and this was also interesting because it has multiple layers of petals, and then this very complex stamen pattern. And I'll be showing some more detailed shots of this later in the video. But another thing that I worked on very hard was to create the realistic branch, and it actually has some surface texture, and the coloring of it turned out quite well. I'm very pleased with that. So I'll be showing some other flowers and some of the things that I had to overcome in the following video. The tiger lily was quite a challenge to create this trumpet-shaped flower and to keep the petals very thin and to shape them. And then of course I used the wire and glass to attach to the end to make the anthers. And then the buds were made exactly the way I demonstrated in the video. The other challenge was to create these long leaves and keep them very thin. And then I've also tried to display the work in a little different manner. I'm using these casted bases that I make, and then I'm adding this earth ground and moss, and then the stem emerges from that, and I'm very pleased with the outcome of this. The Morning Glory was quite a challenge to create the trumpet-shaped flower and to cut in all the detail in the edges there without distorting or making it too thick. Same thing with the dogwood, keeping the petals very thin and having texture to the surface. I'm very pleased with both the outcomes of each one of these sculptures. two of the greatest challenges for me in my career were to recreate the Pantan lizard weight in the Corning Museum. And this is my example of it. It's a 5-inch paperweight with a lizard that has approximately 500 scales and is quite dimensional. And the other thing that was always in the back of my mind was to try to recreate some of the flowers of the Blaschka collection. And with both of these subjects, I'm very pleased with what I was able to do over these years. And right now, when I'm 75 years old and over 50 years of working with glass, I'm still just as excited about working with the material as I was when I first started. And I wanted to thank all the collectors for all the support over the years, and I'll continue to do the work as best I can. Thank you.